Welcome everybody, it's Rabdag here, and today I'm going to be explaining to you guys the second game draft model. This is going to be a game where everybody is going to be having horse in their capital and iron is going to be quite far away. So how does this change things, especially to game number one, where everybody had that iron available? And I think this is going to be a much more interesting conversation with way different picks. So now let's get into it. This video is intended to show two purposes. On the one side, explain to you guys how the draft model for the CIV picks works, and on the other side, how the resource situation in this tournament affects the CIV priority. Now, in this video, I want to take a little bit of a different approach. I'm going to be exposing my picks for you guys first, and then I'm going to be giving you guys my reasoning and arguing back and forth for how I think these picks should be going. Now, as you can already see, in first I have the Egyptians as the highest tier CIV in this draft. I'm going to be filling in the other picks as I'm explaining to you guys along the way, and then afterwards we're going to be looking at my rationale for this. And I know that there are some controversial picks here, but bear with me and feel free to leave your suggestions, your criticism, and your counter arguments in the comment section or in the Twitch chat. Now, these are the sixes I envision could get picked on these horse capital maps. Now, there's no Zulu on here, which might be surprising, but we'll get to that in a second. So my rationale is as follows. Just like in the previous model where everybody had iron, there's three civilizations that have unique units with the resource given, in this case with the horses. So we've got Egypt and Hittites, which produce chariot units, and we've got the Iroquois, of course, that can produce better horsemen. That is key. However, I don't think the Hittites are as high tier as CIV as the other two are, simply because the chariot doesn't feature a lot of kill pressure, in my opinion, at least not compared to the other unique units from Iroquois Egypt, or also Persia, Rome, and Celts in the previous video, hence why they dropped down a bit in priority. Now, the Mayans, I believe, are still quite good, even though they are weak on defense and might suffer tremendously when faced against civs such as the Iroquois or the Egyptians. However, they've got pretty decent GA timing in order to get a big horseman stack going, and that upgrade could be very powerful. So I still think they're going to be a potent civ on this. Now, the Aztecs are very up in priority because I think they're as close to Egypt as it gets. Now, they're not industrious, and the Jaguar is a bit worse than the War Chariot. However, you can come out of the gate with Jaguar production, which is pretty strong, and on a map where 80% of the other players are your enemies, the Aztecs might be quite successful at finding early kills or pressure. So that's why I got them very high up in priority. But feel free to let me know if I got it all wrong in the Iroquois, which I could still very well see go as first pick, are actually the strongest. I just think that Egypt having horse capital 100% of the time just sounds too good to be true, so I think they might actually be the strongest CIV on these types of maps. Now, to the other points, I do believe that Aztecs, Incans, and Zulu are all quite good still, because you can pressure the enemy early. You've got two movers that can mess with the enemy horsemen, horseman stacks as well if necessary, and they do put down early pressure as they do on every map. So in general, in this 2v2v2 journey, I think early pressure is quite effective. However, what is not effective is some civs that I rated decently high in the last video, which is Babylon, Greece, and Sumeria, because they're quite useless when you're not actually getting to block enemy resources or scale up for free. And while you still might be able to turtle at home for a long time, build a bunch of cities, and score pump, you're not going to be able to deny enemy resources. Horses spawning on flat land 90% of the time at least makes it so you're quite easily removed from the enemy resources. So you're probably not going to be able to hold on to those resources. And also, it's not very obvious for you as the choking player to even know where the enemy horses are gonna be. Nobody starts with the wheel tack in MPT, so as opposed to the previous video about iron, where some civs had a clear advantage starting with bronze working, this is not the case here. So you're pretty much never gonna be able to find the enemy wheel, the enemy horses rather, before he does. And thus I don't think these choking civs or these defensive civs are gonna be as good. I also think that Persia, Rome, and Celts are absolute traps and should never be picked on these horse-only maps. Now there is iron on these maps, but it's always going to be at least 4, 5, 6, or even 7 tiles removed from your capital city. And remember guys, in my previous MPT tournaments, Celts have already been very overrated and have had terrible win rates just because they never got to hook their iron. And on these maps, the iron is going to be even farther away on average. So I don't think these types of civs are going to actually do very well in this setting. So this is what I came up with in the end. Egypt is my perceived best civ in this kind of scenario. Aztecs as the closest thing to it. Think of it as a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant type stuff. We've got Iroquois in number 3, which could very well be number 1 as well. I just do think it's a little bit awkward getting that getting that horseman stack up, since you can't really use your GA very well to upgrade a ton of chariots. Now the Incans are still the Incans, they're also agricultural, and if you're in the situation of the middle team here, Cheeze's team having to pick 2nd and 5th, it's a bit awkward that you're the only one who doesn't get any agricultural civs, so maybe that is something to look at and strategize about when planning for a draft in the middle position here. However, you are then relying on getting a kill if you don't have any aggressives, and Aztecs and Hittites might be able to get a kill or two either way. Now, that's gonna be all for my thoughts on this one. Let me know where I got it wrong and where you disagree, and which civs you expect to see on these horse cap maps. And please tune into game number 2 of the tournament that is gonna be featuring the first one of these maps on February 14th on my Twitch stream. I'll see you guys there. Welcome everybody, it's Rabdag here, and today I'm going to be explaining to you guys 1 2 1 2. Testing. Hello, hello. Sounds all good. So we're about to load into the game. Timing just a little bit off, maybe, but should be all fine. Yes, looks like the reload is going to be successful. The spying endeavor was also way more successful today than yesterday. So this is going to be a great game to welcome everybody to the broadcast. You can see the draft again here just before we load into the game. And yeah, it's going to be a great one. Way different from yesterday, of course, because we're playing with horse in everybody's capital instead of iron this time around. It's going to be quite different in that regard. And we're just waiting for looks like somebody dropped from the reload lobby. I'm not sure if we can just invite them back in or if we should rehost. Yeah, I'll put up the rehost again. Sorry guys, gonna need to wait another minute or so. Somebody dropped from the reload lobby. But we're getting there. It's all good. I'm just hoping we can get this done before the Steam drop occurs. Before Steam ends up crashing as it tends to do on Tuesdays. There was some fair criticism of my scheduling on Boogeyman's part when he pointed that out, but 2 hours is in theory enough time to get a game done. We're just quite a bit delayed here on the launch due to a few circumstances, but it could still all work out fine. So let's not make it bigger deal than it is. We'll see how it is when we get there. Anyways, let me know your guys' opinions on this draft. It's a quite interesting one. Everybody getting a horse sit for themselves, so that's great for them. And as people are joining the reload again, we should also be getting going in this game quite soon as well. Oof. Also interesting to see whether or not Rabdag can do a better job on these Incans than Cheeze did yesterday. The poor guy. Who the hell? We've got an intruder in our reload lobby. Alright, so sadly I'm gonna have to remove the intruder from the lobby. They left voluntarily. All good. So again, apologies for the delay. Alright, looks like everybody got in this time around. Hoping for a more successful reload. Again, apologies for the delay. We really need to get going here, but we're about to launch. I promise, guys, I promise. Looks like everybody got in this time around, everybody toggled right, and we're launching. There we go. I'm beyond excited to see how people are gonna be playing on this horse capital map. Still, the Zulu's first pick is a bit irritating to me, but there you guys go. Alright, and reminding again everybody not to delete their settlers up there. So, this is the map. I really like this one. I think it's a hilarious one. Super cool to play with. And, well, hopefully at least. It heavily depends on where the teams are. And, yeah, who's actually playing with whom. So we'll see how it actually ends up playing out. But I thought this was a hilarious one to have going here. Maybe Horseman not actually the most useful unit on this map, since it's not very easy to access everything, but we'll see how people make use of their units. I'm very glad that there's the 3 horsemen or the 3 horse unique units in this game, and we'll see how people are going to be playing this one. Entirely different from yesterday, of course, where everybody had iron. And as you guys can see, the chat commands are now also properly functioning, as well as the standings in the bottom right corner. So if you haven't watched yesterday's game, there's gonna be spoilers in the bottom right corner. Just so you are aware. Anyways, we should be getting on the way here pretty soon. Kismic, for some reason, not ending turn, despite... I'm just gonna remind him, despite the first turn being done already before the reload. So usually it's kicking off quicker than this. Alright, he needs a second. That's all good. We'll wait however long it takes. So while we have time, let's assess the map, right? The teams can be seen at the top of your screen. So we've got Towel and Kismic as the game now finally kicks off. We've got Towel and Kismic. That's Aztecs and... where is it? Egypt, of course. All right. So they are pretty close together, actually. Quite interesting. On the same side of the map. They are going to be very happy with this, I feel like. Could be big trouble for Stilt over there. Then we have... Rabdag would have much preferred the other spawn there. Gonna tell him off. And the other teams, of course, are Rabdag and Elk. So that's Incans and Iroquois. They also spawn on the side of the maps. One agricultural on river, one agricultural off river. Sadly, that trade is going to be near useless for Rabdag in this game unless he wants to plant in that area, which he definitely is going to want to do, especially with his teammate nearby. He's going to be looking to expand in that direction, so he's at least going to get a few on river cities out, I imagine. And then the other 2 players, Stilt and ByzFire, they are kind of getting the short end of the stick here, I feel like. They've got great land in terms of bonus grasslands, but of course they are really isolated here. If they're unfortunate, they might not even get contact for a very long time, since it's pretty difficult to get on over there. Interestingly as well, ByzFire has walked 1 turn off of the bonus grassland that he spawned on, so he's now a little bit farther away from Aztecs, and that means actually they're not going to spot each other as soon, possibly, as they might otherwise have. Oh, Rabdag, yeah, that Pop's really laughing in his face right there, but he's not allowed to, of course, pop settlers in this event. Again, for everybody in chat, the stream is on a 10-minute delay, so if you write something in chat, I cannot verbally respond to you guys before 10 minutes elapse. That means, if at all, I can only respond to you guys in text, but I'm not going to be tapping out all that often to check the texts. So you're going to have to converse with each other mostly, which is hopefully fine, because there's usually lots of people around when these tournament games are going on. ByzFire already noticing this choke point. I'm not sure he's actually spotted Rabdag, but spotted Towel, rather. I'm so used to Rabdag being Aztecs from the previous tournament. That's funny. Just instinctively calling him Rabdag there. And Stiltoken on his side, he's got a lot of space to expand into theoretically, but he's up against the double team as well. So that is really interesting. Again, the teams are these 2 guys here above each other, and we've got these 2 above each other, and 2 lone players on Team Halu, who are, after yesterday's performance with mixed results, looking to establish maybe a little bit of a safer game this time around. And we'll see how that'll go for them. Rabdag now also with the first Chasqui Scout out of Cusco. Again, not being agricultural on river, hurts him a lot here. But at least his teammate Alk has a beautiful start here. Great land to expand into alongside the river. Horses nearby, of course, as is guaranteed. And that's going to be pretty for him to look at. Everybody's going to be happy with their spawns, more or less. Kismic, in my opinion, has the worst spawn here in terms of land. Lots of jungle, few bonus grasslands, but he's Egypt. So just making another city here or whatever. Well, here, I guess, with the next bonus grassland. He's industrious as well, so he's going to be able to chop away at some of those forests or jungles. That's not going to be all that bad. And 2 or 3 cities is going to be enough to get some good horse production going there. I think he's not going to be able to build as big as he did with Rome yesterday, I fear. So maybe his kill stats are going to be suffering just a tad. In terms of terrain also, since this map is a bit north heavy, we've got the equatorial region down here with all the intraversable land. This shouldn't bother Egypt or Hittites with their chariots. So in terms of chariot land, this is pretty much as good as you guys could have hoped for. If you're Kismic or ByzFire here, especially Byzantine Fire. After yesterday's game where he wasn't able to shine at all, he's gonna hope to be able to move the needle a bit more in this one. Maybe try to get some kill pressure onto folks early. Hittites being spotted already by Rabdag. You can see the expansionist trait value very valuable on these random maps. In past tournaments where the maps were almost always symmetrical, people had an easier time spotting each other without even scouting. But of course in these random maps you never really know. It's just like regular MPT. And we have Towel now also spotting Kismic. This could spell trouble if, well, I would assume that there's at best one warrior in this city next turn when Towel has the chance to double move in there. So we are looking at I would say 40% chance that Kismic dies at the start of next turn. That is, of course, if Towel chooses to go for the attack here, which I would recommend. He could also... Oh, no. Oh, boy. That is embarrassing. I must have missed him moving within vision of Egypt. My bad there. So no, Kismic is of course not gonna die to that. But at least everybody's spotting each other now. ByzFire has also spotted Kismic. Everybody is aware of where these Egyptians are at. Horse is hooked for him already. I'm not sure he's actually got the wheel researched yet, but I would bet on it, since there's no other thing that you would really tech before the wheel if you're Kismic. So, yeah. Oh, I'm also trolling. Aztecs are also his teammates. Oh god, I apologize, guys. I'm gonna have to focus up a little bit. Really embarrassing myself here on stream, but it's all good. We're just early on in the game. Nothing much happening just yet. I don't think ByzFire is gonna be pressured too hard by Rabdag's Incans there. Although the unit is woken up, he might go for a double move onto Hattusas, and he does. Very late in the turn, moves in. He's gonna go for the hit. He is, but there's 2 warriors in the city. Very safe play for ByzFire, and either the retreat for Rabdag here or the Golden Age. I'm not sure. Not sure we can actually tell, but I think he actually got a retreat here. So there would be no Golden Age for the Incans just yet, which also is preferable for Rabdag, I assume. Alright, ByzFire now letting his teammate know the Incans are somewhere on over here for him, whereas his teammate Stilt is all the way on his own over there, also having spotted, or having been spotted rather, by 2 enemies already. Interesting start. We'll see how they'll play it, because Rabdag doesn't really have a lot of people to pressure early with his Chasqui scouts. He has made another one out of capital right now. Zulu and Hittites, same team. Oh, they're asking for the teams. I did forget to put the teams in my name. That was my bad, definitely. I did yesterday. Zulu and Hittites. Is that right? Yep. Stilt and Biz. I'll tell him, since he was asking. I should have put the teams in my name again. as I did yesterday, but I did sadly forget about that, which is unfortunate. Anyways, I think people generally know who is in which team, so it's not that terrible actually. But if somebody asks, I'll of course answer that as well. First war chariot out already for Kismic. He's not even going for the veterans. Not even a barracks here. He might be looking to actually chop one. But very early war chariot out there, and he's going in an interesting direction too. I'm not quite sure what he's going for, since his teammate in Towel is north of him, so I'm not sure where he's actually going. Another double move now onto ByzFire, as is this time around Aztecs attacking into Hattusas. Gets a kill at least, so that's Golden Age for Aztecs. And also Golden Age for the Zulu over here. Very, very interesting. Good eyes here from Rabdag as well. He's able to spot Egypt on the corner of this tile. That's not easy to see, because he only has vision of this tile. Very good eyes there on the scouting by Rabdag. And it's Golden Age for both the Zulu and the Aztecs, which is not ideal on the one city, especially if you're not really having kill pressure onto anybody, which I don't think either of them is going to be able to develop. Yeah, really, ByzFire being the target of all the early aggression, as well as his teammate actually. Iroquois did clear in war on the Hittites. Not sure where exactly that was. Did he just clear out a unit in his land? He might have. Elk really looking to secure those horses, I imagine, and I'll try for one sec to get a spy down onto ByzFire now as well. Would be useful to have going forward. Yep, no spies failing this game. Quite the contrast from the last game yesterday, of course. Nothing major in the builds here. Incans with the first settler out already. Everybody else just going for the unique units as soon as they got them. And Egypt... Ooh, Egypt tried to take Golden Age from their teammate here, didn't they? That's interesting. Did Kismic just... Is he desperately trying to take a one-city Golden Age from his teammate there? Is that what's going on? Very interesting, because, I mean, I guess in that case you would want to make early war chariots if possible, but is that really the play, I wonder? We'll see what it ends up netting them. Just the one-city Golden Age is very peculiar, and I'm not a big fan of it, because if they assess the map state, they would know that it's really difficult to find a lot of kills. Maybe they can together overwhelm the Zulus, but it's difficult really to get much more done than that. And just that one kill early on with the double Golden Ages, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that. Looks like he did end up getting his GA now, Kismic did, so I really wonder what they're trying to do with that. Philosophy pop by Rabdag, that's just hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. That never happens. Never done that before. Yeah, I don't know, mate. But yeah, that's MPT for you. Iron working for free. I mean, he's gonna take that. But map making next. Yeah, I'd love to see some boating action in this tournament as well, especially since you can Canal City on this map. Canal City Police got its eyes on you guys, so make sure to get that city down at some point in the game. Hot was taken down there by Byzantines as well. By Byzantine Fire, rather, who's not actually playing as the Byzantines here, sadly. Should have enabled that CIV for him, maybe. Another Jag swarming out there by Towel. He's, of course, making Jaguar per turn from Tenochtitlan right now, but he's not really finding points of pressure. Hittite still on that one city. Just like yesterday, Byzantine Fire not getting early pressure out and also not expanding quickly. I don't want to question his MPT prowess, of course, but it is a difficult one to really judge here. Not been able to get much done so far, but of course he's gonna try and hook his horses, which he's actually planted on top of, and then get that Golden Age production going, I imagine. Maybe another 1 or 2 cities before that would be good. So maybe it's a rather slow one for him. Kismic now having to deal with these Impi over here. He's gonna get his horse pillaged, actually, it looks like, as he's attacking into that, but that's a terrible roll for the Egyptians, and they lose their horses. That is massive for them. Oh, and that's another unit lost for poor Kismic here, he's really not having a good time against these impies, and he's already in GA, so that's gonna set him back massively, losing that tile to work and the resource to produce units with. That's definitely not how he was picturing this game going. It looks like Stiltoken is intent on hitting that city. Well, really not much better stuff to do with that Impy, I agree, but also no chance you get that kill, right? Because Kismic surely is going to produce another unit here, I would imagine. But you never know as the turn's coming to a close. No disorder in Thebes, so there must be another unit in there, and that's the archer. Alright, that's going to be... Oops, just what the doctor ordered for Kismic, but a ghost unit here apparently. It's gonna have to move out in order to clean that up, I believe. Second city out for the Zulu with veteran impies. Gonna be terribly difficult to take out, even if they end up losing their road by some well, by some weird circumstance. It's gonna be so hard to kill them. And they're sending out more impies even, so they're gonna spot the war chariots around themselves. It's not a great game here early on for Team Antiquity, and he's gonna be watching that game back and thinking, what are my guys doing here? I don't approve of this strategy at all. Well, it's actually me speaking here. I have no clue what he's thinking, but that's at least what I would expect. More Jaguars coming in here, and the trading is going heavily in favor of Towel for now. It looks like he's well, that looked weird, but the worker didn't move back in time, I don't think. Wow, that was quickly done, though. Lots of worker movement back and forth. I think it was all fine there, though. That's just regular MPT interactions for my money. ByzFire able to save that worker, I believe, but still not great for him, of course. Still on that one city, losing improvements, losing bonus grasslands, and losing warriors. It's not what you want to see early on, and really I think the big winners of this game so far are Rabdag and Elquijote, excuse me. I'm not sure why Rabdag's planting down here, really. That city doesn't do a whole lot other than it's already eroded, but he's going to get another one out towards the north here, towards the river, towards his teammate, and also towards the enemy that he's going to look to kill or take out in the long run, I imagine. As a worker might be taken here by Kismic, but just in the last moments, still able to walk onto it and defend that unit, it seems. Elk just on archers only so far. Might be chopping a granary in Salamanca. I could actually do a city investigation, as I don't think there's a whole lot of fighting going on during this turn. Let's check out what he's got in Salamanca. Spy, investigate Salamanca, and let's see what he's got going on. Just as we thought, the barracks already, since he told us he was starting out with that, and then the granary now being chopped towards. Really good game here for the double agricultural bros over here. They're left alone from all the early aggression, and the other guys are really wasting their, well, not wasting, but just using up their whole potential early on against each other. Kismic struggling to hold on here at home. He's now moving towards Ulundi, but he can't even move around the city because of the unfortunate terrain. He's getting a good hit off, and that could have turned out ugly for Still. The size 1 city 2, good hit by Kismic. That would have been way super worth for him to take out. Could have swung the momentum here big time. Settler out of Tenochtitlan now as well. The Golden Age for the Aztecs is nearing its close as well, I would imagine. But still only 1 city for the majority of the players here. Well, actually for half of the players here. Slow expansion on their side. And Team Cheeze, after yesterday's quite unfortunate performance that had them falling behind in the initial scoring of the tournament, are looking much better here. Of course, it's still a long way to go, but I love their setup here. Great cities for the Iroquois, great potential cities for the Incans, and no early pressure whatsoever. It's Stilt and Biz being in really awkward spots, having to hold on and fight for their dear lives, whereas Towel and Kismic are in central position that they could be making a whole lot of stuff working from early on, just as they're trying to do at Hattusas. It looks like there's still combat going on, but ByzFire overall holding on just fine, it seems. Elk could consider hitting into that city actually eventually. Let's check out how many units Biz actually owns. As you can see, that's barely anything there. he can't have a lot at home. It is difficult to tell, of course, from Elk's perspective, because he doesn't know how much Jaguar fighting there really has been already. Oof. Inca declaring war on the Aztecs now. Alright, so that's Rabdag taking his... Oh no. Oh yeah, he did. He did just take his JA there. That was a conscious decision by him, and that's pretty decent on that amount of cities that he has. As another Jaguar moves on closer to him, but he should be fine at home there. Nobody else in immediate combat, although hold that thought, it looks like something may have gone down at Zimbabwe. Could also just be that low HP MP from earlier though. Not 100% sure. Looks like still Kismic and still trading back and forth there. It's an Archer going down. Aggressive play by Stiltoken. I'm not a fan of this play overall, but he trades very favorably there. Overall, can't complain about that one. For him and Kismic in a really awkward spot. He's got the worst land of them all, and he hasn't been able to get a lot done with his GA early on. Of course, Stilt couldn't have known that Kismic had that GA by Towel couple of turns ago already, and now Rabdag finally starting to get pressured a little bit at home, but he's got way enough production at this point to easily deal with that. Golden Age, 3 cities, lots of bonus grasslands, three shields from that fur tile here in Golden Age. The forest fur emote in chat better be spammed now, but this is great for them. I honestly would at this point already I would consider it a massive throw if Team Cheeze did not take away the most points from this game in the end. But never speak too soon. People can still misplay or surprise each other, so it's by no means a done deal. I'm just saying they're in a great favorable position. The Iroquois with the horses for such a long time, they're going to be able to stack those chariots already. Let's see, has he begun doing that? He hasn't quite yet. Alex still with lots of warriors here and a few archers to back them up. Hasn't gone into that chariot production just yet, but I don't think that's all that bad for him as well. And ByzFire now considering his position, and he is well aware that the Iroquois neighboring him are going to be a massive threat. OCC, he's saying. It's just not a great spot for him as his team spawns so far apart. Team Halu again in quite an unfavorable position like yesterday. We'll see if they can make some magic happen today again. Still, they're sitting at the second place in the tournament right now, 4 points from yesterday's game. So if they just maybe manage not to get eliminated first, that could again net them some crucial points going forward. I don't hate their position either, because again, the worst spot for me are the Aztecs and the Egyptians, who have used the Golden Age up early without developing any serious degree of kill pressure. Map making also is probably going to be done soon for Team Cheeze. You gotta love the spot for them. They're gonna be pretty happy with what they got. Oh man. Alright, Egypt declaring war on Hittite says I was occupied for just a second there. Looks like the scout got finally taken out by Kismic. And that's an interesting sec. Elk preparing his next city, but he's not planting on river, is he? Does he have a worker there? Oh, he has. Alright, so he's gonna walk down here and take that really nice city over there. I'm gonna be sure that's what he ends up doing, although his roading isn't perfectly prepared for that. He's still operating on just 2 workers, and as you can see, only 1 mine is in his entire land. He's not in Golden Age yet, so the worker efficiency could definitely have been better, as it looks like Rabdag has been able to rid himself of that Jaguar warrior that was in his land, but Towel now transitioning his aggression away from these Hittites, who he's already slowed down a whole lot, and is looking to transition more down to Rabdag. He must think that you are a soft Rabdag. Yup, that is exactly what he is thinking, and I guess that's your reputation speaking for itself. Interesting play with the road by Kismic. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's looking to chain some irrigation down eventually. Maybe he's looking for some iron, but I don't know. Maybe he's also roading to his teammate in order to make some elaborate retake play. All of these things can merely be speculated about. It seems like ByzFire might have also already taken his Golden Age. Otherwise, not sure why he would be presenting his unique unit like that. It's a beautiful unit, don't get me wrong, but parading it outside your city is not typically the primary use for that unit. Still, the typical skirmishing going on between Egyptians and Zulu there without the needle moving all that much. Still curious about what the road's going to be used for, but we'll have to wait and see for that a tad longer, I fear. As the Aztecs are still the primary unit spammers on this map. They're really not leaving anything at home. They're feeling super safe, which by all means they really are. And they're trying to sneak around Inca's units too. We now see the chariot production starting for Rabdag, interestingly. He might actually be making those units before his teammate even is. Yeah, still Elk with 11 warriors. I have to question his choice of still going for warriors only, but maybe he just feels like he doesn't have the production necessary for anything else. As I've already mentioned, no Golden Age means that all these unmined bonus grasslands really don't net a whole lot of production for him. It's difficult, man. That poor guy. That poor guy, ByzFire. Again in such an awkward position there with the Hittites. At least he wasn't reliant on fresh water, but with the teammates so far away and him being in the middle of all these guys, it's just the typical MPT experience, but minus the teammates able to bail you out. Still now able to also get an MP over there. Just 2 or 3 MPs on the Towel, by the way, would make it extremely difficult for him to make any more plays on offense. Towel now apparently trying to get that road cut from Rabdag. I assume that's what he's doing on over there. Maybe he's also looking to distract him to be able to hit at another point later on, as he's still having those Jaguar warriors swarming around in the western part. And Kismic continuing that road north. Again, I can't tell you guys what he's actually looking for with that road. He is industrious, so it's going pretty quickly, but no idea what the ultimate destination for that is intended to be. And ByzFire now freeing himself up at home, probably looking to get another city down soon. That hill city that his archer is currently standing on would be an interesting candidate. Does he even have a worker left though, or did he lose out on that one earlier? He doesn't have one, alright. That's awkward for him to plant any more cities than beyond the roads that he's already got, so it's just an ugly spot to be in. No, no envy for that. So again, Kismic and Stilt facing up against each other. Finally, we see the first cap burn of this game as well. Everybody get your emotes out. Alright, we'll see who is able to guess in chat, or who was able 9 minutes ago by the time you hear this, to guess correctly who was the one that had the cap on fire in this one. Not a huge surprise to me here, Rabdag, maybe. Showing that MPT is not his most comfortable game mode. I'm just memeing though. It's nothing major, of course. Interesting to be seen whether or not those jacks are going to be able to catch him off guard at all, or whether he's going to be prepared for that. Still the road continuing to be extended north and north, and still fishing with his MP for something. Not exactly sure what that is, but he's looking. Size 7 now in Hattusas. ByzFire really committing to that OCC that he had announced. And his teammate Stilt also not on a whole lot of cities himself. Even with the walls in Ulundi, Team Halu again with a very defensive playstyle. Still, Zardos, of all people, remains the only player who has gotten a kill on that team so far. Some might call that ironic, but of course Zardos is such an experienced player in the community. Not entirely unthinkable that he was going to be one of the better performers. Ooh, game is over basically for us. Kismic assesses the situation. Of course, they are in Discord, I assume, so he's just saying that for my sake. I really wonder what kind of plays they have in store here with that long road. Maybe they're planning to trade luxuries and pump score that way. Really don't know. I can only hypothesize there. Next turn map making seems to be done. Great RNG, he's saying. Well, I wasn't I wasn't a huge fan of their plan anyways with that Golden Age on one city. Didn't quite see what just happened over there with the Archer combat. But anyways, I would say that Towel and Kismic misplayed their hand a little bit, but it's always easy to say that in hindsight, right? And still, it's not over yet for them. You can still make some war chariots and catch people off guard, especially when they start fighting amongst each other. You might be able to snatch a kill there. With Egypt in general, we've talked about this in past tournaments. You don't generally expect to survive until the end when you pick Egypt. So you can really commit for an all-in push and maybe trade your life for one of the enemies, especially if that means knocking that enemy team out of the game, because that secures you a lot of scoring points. Horseback riding done next turn apparently for an elk. That is a head scratcher. He can't have a lot of units. No, so he's really not looking for a big upgrade. He's looking to produce a ton of mounted warriors in Golden Age. Not looking like he's going to be able to upgrade a whole lot. Maybe Rabdag not having a river played into that decision, meaning that they weren't going to have a whole lot of money anyways. So rather just go for the Golden Age immediately and mass produce the mounted warriors off of that. Seems to be their plan. ByzFire has now successfully parked a 3-man chariot between Teotihuacan and Tenochtitlan. We'll see if he's going to be able to hang around there, because I don't think he's going to be sitting there much longer. But you can see how many units that binds from Towel at home, and his Jaguars, they are plentiful. I haven't really managed to find anything just yet. I like his elaborate and very patient play down there. Rabdag surely hasn't forgotten about those Jaguar warriors, but he can't be sure where exactly they are heading towards. ByzFire now heading out with more and more 3-man chariots. Skirmishing is going on over there. He moves out with the 3-man, but I have to assume that Towel is going to end up taking that one out too. He's not quite sure yet. The 3-man chariots. Oh, it's so hilarious. They look so clunky and fat, to be honest. Rabdag still looking for another city plant. He might just go for the pre-roaded one, actually, on the floodplain wheat. Yeah, he just got out of Cusco that turn, I imagine. So next turn could plant on the spot right where that warrior and archer are standing right here. And that's what I have to assume he's doing. I hope he's not spreading himself too thin overall. But Towel also about to move in with his Jaguars. Could do some damage before that city even goes down. I like ByzFire now getting out onto the map a little bit, but he doesn't have great access to anybody. Here comes the stack from Kismic though, and his road was, I guess, just to get on over there to ByzFire more quickly. Or maybe they're looking to actually set up a play onto Rabdag with those war chariots as well. I'm not entirely sure what they're going for. Stiltoken about to lose that scout to the barbarians. Unfortunate situation there with the barbs camping on the iron. Although the scout's not going to be of value really anymore. I like how much Kismic is committing to this play. He's got vision in the Zulu's land, so he knows that nobody's all that close to him. And he's now moved out with everything, and I guess trying to just get on over there to the Incans, because the Hittites are definitely going to spot him on the way over there if he was to just take the way straight across the hills. I wonder what their plan is, where exactly they are looking to attack, and also what Towel is going to do with those Jaguars down there. We'll have to pay attention to that. He hasn't moved in this turn yet. Elk starting to attack into Hattusas, it looks like. He's hitting with a few mounted warriors, but there they are struck down by defensive bombard. I'm not sure he even got a single unit kill off of that, and he was really hoping to get his Golden Age, I assume. It's a lot of production wasted, though, especially the upgrade money. No Golden Age. You can't hit into the city. Because the defensive bombard just smites you on the spot. As another burn cap coming in there at the hands of Kismic this time around. 4 versus 1 ByzFire exclaims, and isn't entirely wrong with that, because he spotted the war chariot stack coming on over too. I don't, however, think that Kismic is actually going to go for ByzFire with that stack. I would assume he's actually targeting the Iroquois or the Incans, but who really knows? Oh, it's 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 a tough one, really. It's tough to predict what's happening here. Not that clear, because again, we can't read it, everybody's minds, and since the teams are three teams, we can't really know who everybody is looking to attack. I have tax and Egypt on me, he says, and well, it's technically true to some extent, but not really in a huge number, as the Aztecs just walked within vision of Rabdag and then decided not to go for the double move. So that tells me pretty clearly that they're looking to set something up alongside Kismic with his war chariot stack. Still no more units for him at home. He made a settler out of Thebes next. I don't hate it, because he's still pretty safe there, sitting fine. Oh boy, how is this gonna go? Really can't tell who's about to die here. 10 chariots. Is that only 10? Looks like 12 or 15 to me. We'll see what they end up doing with this. And I'm really sorry, guys, but I really have to go to the bathroom real quick. Something's not sitting right with me from dinner, which I just had before. Let's see where everybody's moving towards. Well, I'll have to, once the next turn starts, I'll have to go to the bathroom real quick. Apologies for that. Oh, Rabdag again contemplating about what the RNG, what he has done to deserve that RNG. Oh, the Iron Hill could be the difficult one. It looks like his vision was cleared out before Kismic moved on over there, and that could be a huge surprise for him. He's potentially in danger there, but as I said, I'll be right back in a second here. Hold on, guys. Don't go anywhere. And we'll see. We'll see if somebody's dead once I return. Alright guys, alright, I'm back in time to see the attack going through from Kismic onto Rabdag. Or maybe I'm not, because it looks like he has already hit there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it doesn't really matter all that much altogether, does it? Kismic moved in on Rabdag, and you guys already know whether or not the attack had gone through as the turn ends. And wow, I think Kismic moved that stack late. I think he was trying to make a double move happen onto Machu Picchu this turn, or at least cut the road, but it really looks like he moved his stack out late, and that's terrible news for him. That's a lot of war chariots that are gonna be vulnerable to be taken out. But also, on the other hand, Rabdag can't have a lot of units left. We see the Aztec Jaguar warriors have disappeared from down south. It looks like Kismet actually is hitting from onto Machu Picchu or something. Not entirely sure what ended up happening over there, but Rabdag has enough units to hold on there. Sadly, I wasn't able to cover all of this attack, but it's actually Rabdag who manages to clean up that attack by Kismic, and now that's Egypt's entire kill potential gone, at least for the next, well, 10 or 20 turns. Who really knows? Rabdag now also himself looking to make an upgrade happen. Oh boy. Oh boy, what was that for him? There's still some Jaguar warriors hanging out down here actually, but again, no major threat for Rabdag, I don't think, as he's even comfortable enough to plant another city, Kuori Huayrachina. Realk with a fourth city on river. He's really enjoying his spot. Tiwanaku also getting hit now, but no problems for Rabdag, cleaning up everything, including the ghost units everywhere. And now it's just pure domination at the hands of Team Cheeze. The other teams now really gonna have to scramble for some points in this one. Kills are looking tough to come by. And score, also not much to be done about that score lead that Elk and Rabdag have already built up. The only ones in the 90s, and it's both of them, whereas everybody else stuck in the 70-80 region of score. Oh man, yeah, Rabdag assessing the game state quite accurately here. I said before I left that I didn't quite like Elk throwing away his initial mounted warrior mass, if you want to call it that. However, the Incans with their, well, 3 horsemen, at least that's something, and lots of cities untouched now. They can go into free production of whatever they want. They can even look for a swordsman upgrade. They don't have a lot of production anymore after that golden age just expired, as we read, but they have that iron that they can now hook, which they surely didn't plan on doing, but it's looking quite possible for them to get a warrior upgrade done as well, and that would cost gold, which they're gonna have a lot of since they are big and have commerce-rich land, and the production is gonna be well enough for them to do that and go into that direction. Oh man, that's a fifth city now for Elk over there in the east. I wonder how long they are gonna build before they actually end up going for some kills. Everybody moving out now, and Stilt has found out about Kismic's weakness at home. It might be time for the first kill of the game here, as everybody's moving out with some units here. We see ByzFire Towel, everybody on the way, but Kismic might be the first one to die here next turn. Thebes empty right now. He gets one archer out of the city, moves in with the warrior. Defensive Bombard coming into his rescue. It looks like he's held on nicely for now, but he's getting his road pillaged. You see the chariots moving out from both the Aztecs and the Hittites, but again, I'm sorry guys, but I have to go for the bathroom again real quick. Ah, that's so unfortunate. But I'll be back in just a second, don't you guys worry. Alright, guys, what have I missed? Anything major? Anything major? Doesn't look like it. I hope there were no in-game questions that people asked me, because I just got back here in time, and interesting to see what's developed between everybody. The East has completely cooled off, but in the West things are about to go down. Hittites have moved their stack over. They haven't hit yet, it seems, into Egypt, but they're surely gonna get that kill, one would have to imagine. And honestly, maybe Team Halu can capitalize on that situation here. Oh, mate. You've got that, well, ByzFire with the questionable language here, but I'm not here to judge. He's looking to take out Memphis, and with the help of the imps, he's supposed to be able to hold on to that. Let's see how this goes. Hittites are taking out Memphis, and that's one kill on the board for Byzantine Fire. He's also going to be able to survive against the Jaguar Warriors, or is he? Yep, he moves in now. That's kill number 1 for this game. Done by Byzantine Fire onto Kismic. Not the greatest start for him, but that's now maybe the wartime happiness gone actually for Rabdag, disordering him. That is absolutely hilarious. But in comes the reinforcement stack from the horsemen from Towel, and it didn't look like this is enough. Maybe he's able to surprise us though. A lot of horsemen hitting into Memphis, but it seems like the 3 men are just too plentiful for Memphis to actually fall back into Towel's hands, and that's absolute disaster for Team Antiquity. They're not going to be able to retake this city, and now Towel's all on his own, excuse me, and they're gonna smell blood in the water here, his enemies are. If they can take him out, that's Team Antiquity out in last place without any kills. 1 point only for this game, if he's the next one to die here, in fact. And that would be disastrous after such a good start into the tournament yesterday, with 7 points out of the first game. It's looking very much like the opposite is going to be true here. Aztecs weak, Byzantine says, and maybe he's actually going to be able to muster up enough strength alongside his teammate to take out the Aztecs and just give over the victory then to Team Cheeze. And that would be ideal for Team Halu. Finishing second again here would be fine after second place yesterday, because the team that finished first yesterday is likely to finish in last place here. So that's the play that I would like to see from them. They're not going to be able to out-sustain the pressure from Elk and Rabdag by any means. He's already getting closed in on Byzantine is. So throw everything that you have, and that's exactly what he's doing. I love that play. Throw everything that you have at the Aztecs. Get the Zulus to move on over with everything they have as well, and get in on that Aztec land. That's what I was saying. Yep. Go get that Aztec city. So that would be ideal. That's what I would like to see from them. Get that second place with 2 kills. That's more than solid, even better than yesterday. And then Team Cheeze, they can get 2 kills at best here. So they're really not going to run away with the tournament lead here or anything, even if they're able to clean up both Stilt and Byzantine Fire, which is far from guaranteed because the Zulu are so isolated in the corner. No coastal cities for anybody yet on their team. So it looks like Stilt isn't even liable to die anymore at this point. He really should be sending out all of his stuff at home. I'm not quite sure why he isn't sending stuff out yet. Maybe he's thinking that the enemy might have more of a seafaring threat than they actually do. Elk now with the very aggressive forward plan onto Hattusas, but Byzantine has already well, said goodbye to his life, I'm pretty sure. He's not all too worried about dying in this one, it seems. Oh yeah, good suggestion here. By which should put on screen who is on which team, so people can actually know who to root for or who's actually in what position for this tournament. Not sure what exactly Rabdag and Elk are coordinating here. They're talking about attacking the Hittites, of course, but I'm not entirely sure what they are going to be doing there and what they were just talking about. Lots of cities burning in this game compared to yesterday, definitely, but That's not all that bad. We have Byzantine Fire now completely committing for the play onto the Aztecs. We'll see how they end up doing this. The roads really aren't defended all that well for Towel, but it's tough terrain to navigate for Byzantine Fire. Memphis now completely empty, but of course there's nobody over there to capitalize unless Stilt makes a misclick and kills off his teammate. First road taken now by Biz. I don't think he's got a move left to pillage this one, otherwise he would have surely already done that. But Tlatelolco, he's getting hit apparently. The Zulus are already attacking into that city, it seems, and reinforcements are coming in, but that's gonna give the opponents a lot of information about where his troops are concentrated at. Can't afford to lose any of these roads, but poor Towel, having already lost his teammate, there's nobody to alleviate pressure from him for now. Lots of three-man chariots still in the area. I wonder where they're gonna attack. I wonder how they're gonna handle this one. Walls into Tlatelolco, and oh, what is this? Interesting. I'm not sure that was necessary for ByzFire. He could have just stepped onto the forest, but he for some reason really wanted to take that hill. And well, I guess he really wanted to be able to reinforce that road. That's smart actually. He didn't want to use that forest because he can't double move into the backline from there, but that hill, that was way better position for him to take. I like that play in hindsight. That's what separates the good from the great players, I guess, with the foresight to be able to take the right tiles. Oh, Reba with the complaints in chat about the cap burns. Fair enough there. Lots of mounted warriors at this point already being built up again by Elk. He's definitely going to be able to get one of those kills, but is Byzantine going to be able to take out somebody before he dies himself? That's the big question here. Gets one of these pillages off, it seems. Oh, the thread the Towel is hanging on is getting thinner and thinner by the second. He's getting choked out here, and I really don't see a way for him to survive this one. It's not a lot of units pressuring him, but they're just so mobile, these impies and the three-man chariots. There's a lot of low HP ones already, so maybe that's a saving grace there for the Aztecs. But he's going to have to manage his unit distribution perfectly if he wants a chance at surviving this one. It's difficult. Can't afford to lose out on any of these roads as well. More and more impies coming on over. Still, for my liking, too many units at home for the Zulu, but apparently they really just don't know that the enemy doesn't have any coastal cities. Burning cap for Elk. Still a pretty sight, for my opinion, but this is really Team Cheeze striking back and making a statement here that they're not to be counted out too early out of this tournament, and this time around the Incan pick is working out way better for them than yesterday. Let's see though, it turns about to end, and Byzantine Fire taking it slow here. He's moving out the war chariots, or the three-man chariots rather, to heal them back up again, and they're gonna gather their strength for one final push here on whichever Aztec city it's gonna be. But Towel has had plenty time to stack units at home now. Doesn't have any spearmen, which is questionable. Maybe they don't even have the bronze working tech on his team, so could be that he just can't build any. Spearmen behind these walled cities would definitely be a worthwhile investment though, if you ask me. Let's check out his army size while we can, actually. And that should be enough units to defend any city if he ended up getting attacked straight up. So Team Halu really relying on cutting one of these roads here. Oh, in a turn group on the road, he's saying. Oh, interesting. Rabdag looking to plant a city there. Next turn, I imagine. But that should give ByzFire enough time to maybe see if they can find that kill on to Towel. Another city being planted by Erga. I really don't think this is good. You're never gonna get overtaken by anybody in score. Why are you still planting cities? You need military to force out as many kills as possible. If you're planting cities, do it on the coast at least. But hold that thought, because the road's about to be lost. Or is it? That's a huge amount of defensive bombard here. Oh, shoot. ByzFire just lost his entire offensive force. That was a great reinforcement by Towel before he gets taken out there. He's even able to clean up some of these three-man chariots. And all of a sudden, it's looking very difficult for Team Halu to find any more of these kills. Oh, you gotta wonder. Did they play that optimally? Of course, we saw that Towel had 11 archers or whatever it was, so he really was never supposed to die there, but he was able to defend that road even. Really good reaction there. And it's a tough one. No gold for them as well. In that one city, you're typically not getting a lot of money out of that. Still, again, the winning team, just like yesterday, I feel like they're taking a little bit too much time to start going for these kills. Because again, I'm not sure how many kills they're going to be able to get out of this one. They're very lucky that Towel was able to survive the attack by ByzFire. Otherwise, they could only have gotten one kill out of this game. But now they're moving on in, and that's going to be more than enough for them to take out Hattusa's Byzantine Fire, about to slap his offensive forces with everything he has into the Aztecs, I assume. But he's already getting hit there by Rabdag, who's looking to secure the first kill of the tournament for Team Cheeze, and that should go across without major problems. Still, that Spearman tanking a lot of units, defensive bombard probably doing him a big favor. And Hattusas is getting attacked massively. However, Rabdag's stack was tanked entirely, commanding ByzFire for really surviving one entire stack and eating a lot of units there by Rabdag. But now it's Alex's turn, and he should surely be able to take out that Hittite capital. Oh man, that's sad for him, of course. He did a great job soaking that damage even after getting a kill. So this time around, Byzantine Fire proving his worth, getting a kill on the board for his team. But looks like he's about to be taken out there. Still, those stack attacks are taking quite a long time, and in come the mounted warriors. Oh lord, what is that? 20 mounted warriors. Oh lord. Oh lord, that's beautiful, but it's also so painful at the same time. Out goes Hattusas. Oh, is it ECB? Nope. But it is a kill bug, apparently. Oh boy. That's going to be very difficult to handle. Don't think I could have saved during that, could I? Oh, alright. How are we going to reproduce this one? Oh boy, oh boy. Either way, that's one kill on the board for Elk, actually. But it doesn't matter. Elk or Rabdag, it's Team Cheeze after all. 2 kills total in this game, but we're going to have to find a way to somehow reproduce this. Unfortunate, yeah, really. Don't think I could have saved that at any point. Was waiting for it too, but it is just how it goes, I guess. That mounted warrior stack, though, massive by Elk. Sadly, I don't know how many units he had left there. Oh, okay, nice. I'm able to grab a screenshot at least of that stack. All right, and so we can transition into the reload. Up, up, up. And there you guys go, looking at my beautiful reload screen. While I have that screenshot ready to know how many units exactly we need. All right, how many kills can Team Cheeze get in this one? That's really the question. Gonna have to ask him to disband for our reload. All right. So we need everybody back in so we can reload this and reproduce that combat. But it was a kill, of course, for Team Cheeze. Already better than yesterday. Aye, aye, aye. Still waiting for everybody to get back in. One person missing. All right, guys. How much can they clean up here? All right, everybody should know how much they have to spend. I haven't told Elk yet, actually, from the screenshot that I grabbed. There's 2, 4, 7 swordsmen, 1 archer. Okay. So, we're gonna load back in here. Almost there, guys. Almost there. It's always the same thing with those reload lobbies. At least it looks like we're gonna be able to get done before the Steam drop occurs, likely. Looks like somebody didn't make it into the lobby, though, which is unfortunate. Poor us. Sad. Really, really sad. Have to reboot and get that lobby up again. Sorry, folks. It's CIV3 after all. You guys know game is old enough. Gonna have to put it up again. Okay, there we go then. Let's see how many mounted. LCAT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Alright. People slow to join up. My bad for crashing. Ah, the reloads. At least it's a true CIV3 experience here. Who are we missing? Elk and Byzantine, it seems. Still waiting to join the lobby. Rabdag in the lobby, taking my pre-tournament rankings personal. Alright, still just waiting for Elk. Elk still not in that reload lobby. We're getting dangerously close to the Steam drop, I'm just saying. Maybe I should put on some music during reloads, if it's always gonna take this long. Alright, Elk is here. Now we can try to get it going again. Oh, that's the wrong save file. And again. Or is it? Let's see. Hope I found the correct save file. But after all, it looks like we're able to load back in now. Okay, looks like everybody is now aware of what they need to do during the reload. Alright, so here we go guys, back in. Let's see what these guys do at home. So Wow, is it gonna crash again? Really? Really? No way. Ah, why does it not work? Why does it not work? Alright, we'll have to find a different way of resolving that. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm sorry guys. We'll have to find some way to get this over with. Okay, we're loading back in and trying to take a different approach this time around. It should be guaranteed to at least be resolved at some point this way. Here we go. Again, so the city is going to be emptied, and then I'm going to have to save the game so that we can load back in with an AI if we need to. I hope Elk can also disband some units in the meantime. Okay. Wow. Looks like it worked this, or did it? Okay, maybe it didn't work, but I got a save before and after the kill in this time around, so that is probably good. Okay, this isn't too bad. This time around I have the saves necessary to get back into it. Okay, continuing. It looks like we can now launch in again. Oof, it's an interesting one, guys, but this time we've got the AI, it should all work out fine. So here we are. Elk can try for the kill again. Hopefully it works out this time. Can he take that? Looks like he can. Okay. All right. I hope everybody's aware of what they have to do now and we can... Yep, Rabdag did disband correctly. Let's see what Elk has left. All right, that looks fine-ish. That looks about right. And he has 24 mounted warriors. That is also believable. So I'll trust that he's doing a good job disbanding here, because I told him in DMs and also just again here what he is allowed to keep. Okay, fine. Finally, oh yeah, he's disbanding next turn because he moved all of them into the city this turn, of course. Anyhow, that is the kill for Team Cheeze. So they are, again, finally on the board. The question is, how many points can each player still manage to gather? Okay, I think he's got the spirit, and the thing is, he should be able to take out the Aztecs as well, at least with the help of his teammate. But what can the Zulu do? Stiltoken may be looking to try and take away that kill. He's gotta know that the enemy is gonna try and move on to Towel next, so maybe he can try and snipe that kill away from them before they can actually get it. As Elk is just spending units in his tattoos right now. So at least, yep, he's holding up his end of the bargain there. Seems all good. Again, I don't even think he should have planted this many cities. Should have gone for military pressure earlier, maybe for a road or something to transition into more kills. Because again, when you're in a winning position, it's not important to win more. It's important to win harder, to get more kills, is what I mean. So you want to maximize that tournament rating by getting first in score, and as soon as that is secured, you want to get as many kills as possible. And I don't think they can get 2 kills in this one anymore. The Zulu are just too well defended and too isolated, but the Aztecs are surely still on the menu. Will be interesting to see how they play this one out and who's actually going to be able to get that kill onto Towel, if anyone. Which, again, I strongly expect based on the sheer numbers that Elk in particular still has in the field. Let's check on his army counts. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He expended maybe even too many swordsmen because he was allowed to keep 7. But anyhow, he's got a lot of mounted. Oh boy, that is a stack of mounted warriors I don't think Towel can defend against. Let's check if he's got enough range to even reach the Zulu actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I guess he could reach. He could reach. But unlikely to have enough units left after he gets done with the Aztecs there. So still, that is that one kill they should definitely try and secure. It looks like they don't even have any maps of the Western Hemisphere yet, though, so that makes it much more difficult to plan forward for how many kills they're actually gonna be able to get and how they're able to end up netting them. Also wonder what Stiltoken is trying to do then, You could send some MPs through to the east, or just try to block some enemy units, maybe to slow them down, so make it impossible for them to get through to him. And remember, it's very important whether or not Towel dies here, because if he dies, his team is last place in score guaranteed. Whereas if he survives, we tally up the score between Team Kismic Towels, or Team Antiquity, and ByzFire and Stilt, which is Team Halu, to see in terms of in-game score who actually has the higher score. It doesn't matter though how much score you have when your team dies. So Towel, if he somehow could pull off this defense, would be doing his team a huge favor potentially, because he's got a decent amount of score there. Still, I believe Stilt and ByzFire should have way more score at the end than Towel and Kismic anyways, so it might not end up mattering. In any case, the game plan from here on out is pretty clear. Rabdag and Elk trying to get everything they have over to the west. However, if they don't have maps of the west at all, they must still be scared of enemy boats coming on over across the ocean, just because they don't have any coastal cities themselves. That is important to recognize. You don't know what you don't know. So the threat is still very much real in their heads, which is why they can't fully commit to offense. If they knew that there's no coastal cities at all for the Zulu, they would be... What's going on? Spurts? Spurts is actually subbing Towel. I forgot to mention this. But Spurts has subbed in for Team Antiquity, which is valid because he's a player on their team. Is this the Steam drop already? Oh, it is! Well, it's just struck midnight here in Europe, so the Steam drop a little bit earlier today than usual. That is unfortunate. We'll see. We'll see how we'll handle this one. But that's Steam going down, and we'll have to wait a good 5 to 15 minutes until it goes back up. Very unfortunate, of course, but nothing to really be done about that. Very unfortunate situation with all the reloads here. But again, it's Tuesday, and this won't happen again, luckily, before the end of the week and the tournament. So, yeah, that is unfortunate, but we'll be able to live with that. Okay, folks, it's taken us a long time, but everybody has gotten back into Steam, and we're trying to reload the game. Now it looks like one of us didn't make it into the lobby, though. Oh, no. Oh, unfortunate. I'll try to see if I can load the save file anyways. Oh, it looks like he did end up getting in though. Great, it looks like we can finally get back in. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, let's get this on over with, shall we, guys? How many kills are we still gonna see? 0, 1, or 2? That's pretty much what I'm wondering about. Maybe 3. Could be. Oops. Any problems with the... Everybody's in, we should be able to do this. Nice. Yep, so we can launch in for the second time. Hopefully it goes through this time around. Up. Up. There we go. Hopefully. Looks like it. Alright. This seems to be the correct turn as well. All good. So, let's reassess the game state where we're at. It's not that complicated. Alk and Rabdag are on one team. They've got everything in the Eastern Hemisphere. They're trying to get all the units on over there to the west to get that kill onto Towel and potentially onto Stiltoken afterwards. Yeah, obviously nobody knows their exact unit movements anymore at this turn. Nobody knows. However, the big problem for Team Cheeze here, Rabdag and Elk, is that they don't have maps of the West, so they don't know that the Zulu are actually super far away and non-coastal. If they knew that, they would be moving out way more units from home than they're currently doing. At least I like to think so. Anyways, it should be enough to get the kill done onto Towel, which is actually Spurts right now. He was subbed. Oh, come on! Is this real life? No more drops now, please, okay? No more drops, if you were so kind, CIV3. Would much appreciate that. No more moves, it looks like, for Alk this turn. And Rabdag just keeps on moving. He's gonna get better maps of the Aztecs, you have to imagine, and then try to see how to coordinate that kill best with Elk. Remember, every single kill in this tourney is 1 point for the overall scoring rating. That means they're gonna want to maximize the number of kills that they can get in the game. And he's saying he thinks he can see his stack, but that's not actually the case. Aztecs don't get vision over there with the border. The border only has one tile vision, no matter what the terrain is like. The border always only gives you one tile of vision. So, for example, Elk does not have vision of this mountain with his border. That means his units are currently not seen by the Aztecs. Which wouldn't matter anyways, right? Because, I mean, they know that they're gonna get attacked. And they don't have any way of preventing that attack either way. Maybe they could be making a boat play happen, but they don't have the money for that. We can check the armies real quick, but no galleys for anybody here on this map. He's the only one with a coastal city anyways. Right, only 11 turns left. We counted the tiles earlier. It is possible for Elk to get on over to the Zulu, but I don't think he could do much. Let's say he attacks 1, 2 onto Tlatelolco, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He could attack a Zulu city after taking Tlatelolco in 8 turns, so he has enough time for that. But is the stack big enough? I don't think so, if I'm being real. So maybe better to take your time with the Aztecs and make sure you at least get that 1 kill. He still doesn't want to... Oh, wow, he keeps on moving around the vision there. I don't think that's the correct play for him. I feel like you just want to get in there. The Aztecs are going to know that you're coming anyways. And what are they going to do to prepare for that? I don't think the surprise factor is that important. And even still, you could have gotten a surprise factor onto Tlatelolco this turn if you double moved here, end of this turn. But again, he seems like he wants to cut a road maybe, or attack the Aztecs at a point where they don't really expect it. He could also double move onto Tenochtitlan. If he stands on this bonus grassland that's outside of the Aztecs' vision, he could move that stack up here and then onto Tenochtitlan or Teotihuacan. So there are options there for the Iroquois to attack any of these cities from outside enemy vision. We'll see which one of those he chooses as more cities go into disorder. It's been a long night for everybody here. But Elk, he's now just straight up moving in. I dare to question his moves, because he could have moved all of these units onto this tile last turn already, if that's what he wanted to do. So don't ask me what the rationale was there. Maybe, no, I don't know. Either way, it doesn't really matter. He's moving on in, slowly but surely. And the Aztecs are just staring down their fate. Not a lot of options really left for them. And again, the scoring game is really not relevant anymore at this point. It's pretty clear which teams are going to finish in which order in terms of score. Just depends on how many kills everybody gets. Still, you can't rule out the possibility of the Zulu sniping a kill here on the Aztecs, or a sloppy reinforce could mean that if Elk takes the city here, the Zulu somehow sneak it back. That's not to be disregarded. Could very well happen. We'll have to see where exactly they decide to attack and how the Zulu decide to get involved with that. Maybe Stilt is just spectating this at this point as well. Wouldn't be surprised if he's just sitting back with a bag of popcorn and enjoying the show. Admittedly, after the pause is done, at least we're getting some fluent gameplay at this point. And I expect that attack to come in soon. He could hit any of the 3 cities that he likes. He's woken up his stack and he's now contemplating what city to go for, it seems. Where does he strike? Let's see, guys. He's gonna move in this turn. Still, any city is possible. Well, that's a lot of units. Takes a long time for him to move. He's taking his time, though. And, oh no, never mind. He's just moving straight up north. It might be a good idea to try and take that road, actually. Where is he gonna hit? Is he already hitting? No, he's moving back? What for? Is cap. Wow. Maybe better another, he says. Well, it's the only city without walls and below size 7, so it is the weakest city in terms of defense. Okay. So they're definitely not going to get that kill onto the Zulu at this point. I can almost certainly say. But still, I'm very much surprised they didn't end up going for the Tenochtitlan. Yes, he's now starting to clear out the Impi that are hanging out in this land as well. Iroquois starts stomping through those lands. That's some Mesoamerican combat going on right here. Aztec versus, well, not Mesoamerican per se, but American. Aztecs, Incans, and Iroquois smashing each other's heads in, and the Zulus as innocent bystanders, just watching, you know, nothing major. They're just there for the ride. And Elk now decides to take that forest tile. Still unsure of where exactly to attack, but they're trying to get onto that road, it seems. And maybe Rabdag, if he could get that job done, that would be massive. You have to imagine Towel's gonna try to hold that road at all costs, though. Let's check actually what the army sizes are looking like at this point. Alright, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Don't think he can realistically even hold one of these roads. Ah, it's rough. It's rough for poor Towel. He's held on well here for Team Antiquity, but it looks like he's not going to be around for much longer. Rabdag going for the end of turn hit onto the road, doesn't actually end up getting it, but he forces a lot of units on over there, and that's now only an archer showing on top of Towel-Kismic. The city is really drawing low on defensive units, and Elk now sees that. Only the archer on top. Now one spearman moving in. He's starting to move on units on over, it seems. Elk still not starting the attack on any of these cities. Alright, Zulu now massing units as well. It's not a whole lot of them, but he's trying to fish maybe for a retake or something. Ooh. Elk still on the fence about hitting without taking the road. They don't know exactly how much the Aztecs have lost already, so it isn't an easy a decision to make as you might speculate. Rabdag saying he was showing Archer, and I don't think it would be a bad idea to just straight up hit. He's hitting into Teotihuacan though, isn't he? Yeah, interesting choice. So it looks like he's gonna get that kill as well. Maybe it's easier to defend against the Zulu too, not quite sure, but he's gonna get that size 4 city. I don't think Towel, or actually Spurts in this case, has enough to defend that. He's trying his best, but he's gonna go down. Spurts subbing in for Towel here. Thanks for your time, mate, but Elk has just overwhelmed the guy. But even still, more and more spearmen flooding into that city, and there we go. It looks like finally he gets that kill, and I saved the game. It looks like we got that save off in time, so even if a drop now ended up occurring, although what is Elk doing here is still just hitting into that city. What's going on here? Did Elk just move out of the city with all of his mounted warriors? That's a bit of a head scratcher. But Elk saying can't. He feels pretty comfortable in that city, it looks like. And yeah, that's probably it. I don't think he's going to be able to get over there in time to attack the Zulu. 7 turns left, and he should be fine defending there as well. Let's just, for the heck of it, count the tiles. Oh no, he just moved all back into the city. Alright, so that's it then. He's not gonna go for the kill onto the Zulu. And looks like the Zulu also don't have any units over here in the east. So no more kills likely to go through here. Still, I'm not gonna be the one to call this game. The player's gonna have to make that deal among themselves. However, second kill for Team Cheeze here. That's a big rebound after game number 1. They're going to be happy with that one. Much better execution on the Incans, on the Inca pick. That's of course a meme, but yeah. Alright, just making sure everybody knows who the teams are. They're now negotiating. Rabdag says he wants to kill, but he doesn't have the moves left for that, sadly, which he doesn't know, because they don't have maps of the West, I don't think, so Rabdag isn't aware of how impossible that kill actually is. At this point, you might consider, if you're Team Cheeze, you might consider Elk emptying this city, having Stiltoken take it. Oh, that's actually the correct play. I'm not sure that, well, by the rules that would be legal, but I think the correct play here is letting Stiltoken kill Elk and then having Cheeze, or having Rabdag rather, retake that city. I think that would be incredibly smart by both teams to do at this point, right? Because both teams would just gain 1 point in score if they did that, and nothing else would change. But of course, that would just be a huge disadvantage for team. Who is it? Team. Who is it? Team Antiquity, of course. Yeah, Team Antiquity, who's dead already. They would just get 2 more points for or 1 more point for each of the enemies without being able to do anything about it. So that would be potentially the smartest play here. You see that the Zulu don't have a lot of units here. If you just empty this city and the Zulu take it, you're able to retake that if you're Rabdag. And that's the only way you're gonna get that kill anyway. So that is the 5-head strategy here. Is Elk actually doing it? He's woken up all the units in Teotihuacan. Is he actually gonna go for that play? I don't think people are thinking of that. No, he's actually killing the Zulu, it looks like. He's actually killing the Zulu outside this city, and that is maybe the fatal misplay of this game for Team Cheeze. But other than that, great game from them. They've got 2 kills and that number 1 scoring point. So just like Team Antiquity in game number 1, Team Cheeze is gonna grab 7 points from this one, it seems. I'm gonna show you guys the scoring card after the game, so we can see how many points everybody has in total as another turn comes to its close. Stiltoken gets cleaned up there in the enemy land. Oh, is the turn timer broken? I'm not sure. We might have just had a turn skip. Didn't play that close attention, but spoiler alert, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't at this stage. As the game trickles out, I'm already preparing the scoring card for after the game. And it's an interesting one, to be sure. Antiquity's team also dying first here without any kills. Pretty unfortunate, just like Team Cheeze in game number 1. Not their best game here. So Stilt already called the GG. Rabdag and Elk haven't quite confirmed it yet, so no, I won't pressure them. They can try and make stuff happen if they want. Elk moving his stuff out now, maybe trying to find some Zulu cities. Not gonna find much. Elk really wants to kill him. It looks like it, yeah, but only 4 turns left. I'm sorry, Elk, it's just not gonna happen today. Sad. That scouting, despite Incans being expansionists, they didn't get a great read on the western side of the map, I don't think. So, despite a good number of mounted warriors still being alive, they're just not gonna have the moves required to get on over there. Brrr, no close and no map, meaning that they really don't know what to do there. Some last final skirmishes coming out over there as well. But yeah, we got the exact mirror of game number 1. That's so funny. We've got the team that lost game number 1, Team Cheeze, getting 2 kills here and the scoring victory. Just like Team Antiquity did in game number 1. But Team Antiquity this time around, 0 kills, last place in score. Exactly like Team Cheeze did in the first game. And Team Halu exactly replicated their position, or their performance rather, from game number 1. With 1 kill. This time around it was Byzantine Fire doing it though. And the 2nd place in the scoring rating. So we've got everything tied up at the end of this game. No enemy cities anywhere close. They're not gonna find that kill. So that's how it's gonna end. Everything tied up at the end of day 2 of the tournament. 22% of the tournament have been played at this point. 7 games left, so a lot can still change and happen. But so far, no clear favorites, as it couldn't physically be any closer between these teams. That's so exciting, isn't it? Hit me in the YouTube comments or in the Twitch chat with your predictions for which team has looked the best so far and what you guys expect the rest of the tournament to look like, because it can really only get more and more exciting from here. We don't know what's going to happen yet at all, and we haven't even seen all the 3 different map types yet. In case you haven't been following the information, on this map everybody had horses in their capital. In the next map, every team's going to have 1 player with iron and 1 player with horse in their capital, which hasn't been played yet in the tournament so far. So we'll see a whole new set of strategies there for game number 3 tomorrow at midnight European time, or 6 p.m. New York City US East Coast time. Check the Steam group for time zones in between, but that's when the action's going to continue tomorrow, and we're going to get a new team claiming sole possession of that number 1 spot in the tournament. I really am excited to see what the teams have been cooking up for that mixed resource map tomorrow. This one here I quite liked. The Zulu first pick I don't think really ended up being as valuable as they hoped. And on the other side, the Inca pick, or rather the Iroquois pick, I agree with. The Aztec Egypt combo didn't pay off this time around, but I also, as I explained earlier, disagreed with the strategy that they opted for there. And that's it. The last turn of the game has commenced. No more kills feasible here. Sadly, nobody anywhere close to any enemy cities. Nice try, Elk. You tried your best finding those Zulu, but even still, Rabdag now finally arriving at the border of the Zulus in the last turn of the game. It was a good one. It really was. 3 kills again, just like yesterday. I'm very happy with the amount of kills that we are seeing here. And so far, every team averaging exactly 4 points per game. Team Halu consistently hitting that margin. Team Antiquity and Cheeze with 1 horrible and 1 great game each to tie up the score at 8 points per team. There you go, guys. Here you guys go. 7 games remaining. You see the scoring card here. Of course, the standings. If I'm being honest, everybody deserves that number 1 right there. Because really, it's all tied up at 8 points per team. Thanks for joining me today. As I already told you guys, pretty much exactly 24 hours from now, if you're watching this on Twitch, 24 hours from now, the tournament's gonna continue Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, USA, or midnight European Time, Central Europe, Berlin. Join me again tomorrow when the tournament continues. And as I said, hit me with your predictions for how this tourney continues, which team has looked the best so far, which has been the most shaky. I'm excited to hear you guys' opinions. Either way, thanks for joining me again in this one, and I hope I'll see you again tomorrow.